some of the things that are going on in the world, and I'm here at Walmart, and there may be some questions about stocking up on food. And yeah, I really think it is time. We see the lines. The shelves are filled, and this is the thing. People are really not waking up. It's time to start seed buying again. It's time to buy more canning supplies. It's time to buy food in bulk. And if you haven't done that already, do it. I really strongly believe that sooner or later there is going to be shortages coming again. Hey friends, Starry. And even though I've been really focused on the missionary work, and every time you come here, you know, that's what you see is my missionary life. I still am at heart Starry, and I do forget about the wealth of knowledge and information that I've been really blessed with, and what I can give to others. So I wanted just to sit down here because I'm in my little studio apartment, which I'll probably be leaving soon. Yes, I'll be leaving again. I have a certain amount of time that I need to get out, and the Lord's will provide a place for me. I'm not too worried about that. But because of the work that I will be doing in Keystone, I'm not going to be staying here on the campus anymore. But with that said, what I want to talk about in this video is what would I recommend, you know, because my life is in transition now. And you may be asking, how are you prepping? You know, here you are, Starry Hilder, Off Grid. I had a big channel, and my life was all about preparation and preparation for actually times like this. And now, what do I have, right? What do I have? In fact, when I went out to Idaho, I basically gave away almost every prep item that I had. And I did it because I really felt that the Lord was calling me to do that, and it was going to bless other people, and that He had a different calling for me. But that doesn't mean that I'm not acutely aware that there are things that people should be preparing for now. Some of the things I will tell you that is really important. When I go to the store, I see people just, you know, the shelves are filled with food. And I'm wondering if anybody is really realizing how quickly that changed when COVID struck. And I think what would be really wise right now is if you have extra money to start stocking up on food. I know that for a fact. But I've said this before, when you choose food to buy right now, don't do any panic buying. Go in with a plan, and quality over quantity, really, seriously. I've learned this because of my health. You know, when I started prepping way back in Wisconsin, you know, I'd buy everything in bulk. You know, ramen noodles and sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar. I would buy tons of Jiffy peanut butter, and it doesn't make any sense to buy those items, because those are the items that are going to kill your immune system, increase the inflammation in your body, and they're not good for you. And I mean, honest. So I always say Satan has the perfect plan, because if he can destroy us with food, and really it's our appetites. If we can't control them, if we don't understand that the food that goes into our bodies is our life insurance policy, if we don't make that connection, all the prepping food that you're buying that is unhealthy, Satan's just laughing at you, because sooner or later he's going to kill you. Sooner or later you're going to get sick. And if you're worried about COVID or extra strains or whatever is coming your way, if you have a pantry full of processed foods, Velveeta and sugar and boxed foods, and you lost. You lost and he won, because we are fighting not just flesh and blood, but we're fighting the principalities. And I tell you what, they're smart. So they know how to come and kill us. And the biggest way to kill us is not just spiritually, but it is attacking this temple. So my biggest advice right now is go and stock up on food, but quality food. Now, does everything have to be 100% organic? No. You know, it'd be nice if we could all afford organic, but we can't. But when I'm saying buy food of quality, do your research. Quinoa is just the perfect, complete protein that you'll ever ingest. And buy quinoa. Uh, Buckwheat groats is another one that is a complete protein that offers so much sustenance. Your black beans, your lima beans, your pinto beans, your garbanzo beans, beans, yes, beans. Start stocking up in that. Rices, not so much in rices. They don't have a long shelf life. A white rice isn't going to kill you, but you know, again, you know, it's processed, so you can have some of that on hand. I'd say 50 pounds would be enough. But your quinoas and your ancient grains too, if they're not too expensive, like amaranth and bulgur, um, and oh, there's so many. So you kind of get where I'm going with this, right? Also, um, you know, we used to can chickens, and if you raise your own beef and your own meat, it's fine. It's not the best source of protein. I'm going to tell you that right now. But if you're doing your own, it is organic. And I'm not like totally against meat right now, but I'm going to tell you it does create an acidic environment. Um, it, it, um, it's just not the best food source. And you know my position on meat. And I gave up meat a long time ago without even knowing that the things that I do know now about how bad meat can be for us. And it really just comes to a health thing. What does meat offer you that you can't get from your legumes and your nuts? And that's the other thing. Start stocking up on your nuts, and just know that your oily nuts need to be stored in the freezer long term, or you're going to have some type of a vacuum seal. So that's really important. Um, you know, dry things like your pastas and your noodles, that's all good. You can do that. Um, but again, quality. Freeze dried food is great if you can afford it. Your freeze dried fruits and your vegetables. But you know, having your own garden and growing things, like right now, I want to show you. Blessed with the center, I believe, donated for us workers peaches. So yesterday I water bathed 2 cases of peaches. I have, and these came from Colorado. I've got 2 more cases to go, and then, and yeah, you know, you know, love my canning, and every chance I get, I'm trying to do some things to prepare, but you know, that's not the priority right now. My calling is to prepare hearts. My calling is to minister, and so, but I do what I can with what I have, and I'm just very limited. I'm limited for space. Um, it's really hard to have food. You know, I'd love to buy bulk food, um, but because I'm so mobile right now. The Lord just moves me from here to there. I really do believe that I'll be staying in this area long term. I think that wherever you're at is where you need to be at soon, because pretty soon I think the borders are going to be starting to close between state to state. I think the freedom of movement is going to change. So that's why I'm saying get your food. Canning jars, we were really blessed because I went to the store and there was none. And I was, there's a gal here who lives down the road. She's an older lady. She has some canning jars, and she sold them to us for half the price. So that was wonderful because, you know, I gave all my canning jars away in Idaho because I can't take everything with me. So the Lord knows what I need when I need it. But for you, you may be in a different situation. You need to start doing these things now. Start buying seeds. Seeds is really important because having your own garden, growing, is you need to control your food. So start doing that also. These are things I think people are overlooking and they're missing the boat. Also start buying your essential oils, your tinctures. Um, I'm big on drying herbs, and hopefully I'll be making some of those tinctures and salves in the future, but I'm so busy. But I have a medicinal garden wherever I go here in Keystone. It's amazing. So I'm not too worried about that, but have the things on hand to be able to make those things. If you're going to do your own soaps or your lotions, buy some beeswax pellets, buy some shea butter, buy these things in bulk, have your molds ready, have your oils on hand for your lotions and all of the things that you want to make. Same thing if you do your own laundry soaps. Start buying your Felsnap soap and your baking sodas. And so there's a lot of advice I can give. And you know what? I know there's a lot of prepping channels right now. I get that. I get that. I don't know who's watching what. But I want to warn that there's a lot of there was one even back in the day when I had my channel. There's a lot of channels that are sellouts in a way. They push items that they're getting paid for, and then they and I don't think that's I don't like that. Unless you really believe in something. I mean, I was approached by a lot of places, and you didn't see me doing a lot of advertisement with and pushing a lot of products, and it's simply because I just didn't believe in it. There were these food items that were going around, freeze-dried, I think, food items, and I was approached by a YouTube channel that said you could make so much money. This is all we're doing is pushing this food packet, and I thought, I'm not in this for money. That was never my purpose. I'm not in it for money. So be very, very aware of what the channels are offering, and also be aware that a lot of the channels that are out there, they're newbies, and they're experimenting, and they haven't really walked the walk yet. So just be careful. Be careful. And I think the other thing is, too, some of the advice, it can go overboard with you have to buy all this freeze-dried food, and you have to buy Augustin Farms, too much prepping survival stuff. We all can't afford prepping survival stuff, and you don't really need all of that stuff. You can buy basic things in bulk that will last a long time. The average person can afford it, even if you're on a budget. You can buy beans in bulk. You can go to Walmart. You can go to Winco's. There's a lot of stores out there where you have access to this stuff. So don't think that you have to buy all this fancy stuff. You don't. You don't. So that's my biggest advice right now. Starrys. How do you get ready? What preps would you buy? What would you buy now? That's it. All right. God bless you guys. I hope this helped.